Hello, beautiful people, lovely people. I'm back again with more culture shock between South Africa and Kenya. I'm Kenyan living in South Africa with my family. My name is Penny, and for my subscribers, thank you very much for supporting me. And those who are new and watching, you're welcome. And please subscribe, comment below, and hit the bell for notification. Wherever I release a new video, you're the first one to know. Please like this video also. Thank you. Let's get into it. These are my culture shock when living in South Africa as a Kenyan. The first small culture shock I experienced when I'm living in South Africa as a Kenyan was a child grant. Child grant is where each and every child, as a South African, you are given a certain money of a certain much of money every month. Um, they say 360 or 365 or something like that, but I'm not sure. But every month, as a South African child, they are given every month they are given money. Every child, every month. Yeah, that was a culture shock for me because in Kenya, you born the child, you take care of it, no government involved, finish and cry. Yeah, you are on your own. Yeah, so it was a culture shock for me for South Africa when the child they give the child every month, they give the child a money, much some money. Yeah, every month. That was a culture shock for me, really. Yeah. The second one, more shocking culture for me, it was electricity. In South Africa, you can't know where electricity is buried. It's buried underground. They dig underground and then they bury that electricity, so you can't see anything like wires or whatever. It's underground. In Kenya, in Kenya is a pulse. The pulse in Kenya is a pole where they take electricity like wires on top of the poles, whatever you. If you know that there is electricity somewhere, you must set the pole, like those sticks standing, long ones standing, and with the wires, connected wires, and then it get into the roof of the house, something like that. Yeah, that was a culture shock for me for electricity underground. Electricity underground, it was culture for me. It was shock for me. That culture shock for me was paying a damage of the child. Like when you born a child, and then the guy parent used to pay damage to the used to pay some amount of money to the girl side, to the girl's parent, that you pregnanted our child, so you must pay such amount of money. Yeah, it's called a child damage, paying a child damage, something like that. But in Kenya, when you born a child with someone, he just gonna leave you and you are on your own and no one gonna take care of you. You are the one who must do with that child, finish and cry. Yeah, they do like that. Kenya, the guys, they make you pregnant and leave you. Even the other side of the parent, they won't even bother or something. Like Kenya, if I'm criticizing you, this is how it is. This is reality. The guys, when they born the kid, they just leave them, and the family must take care of them. While South Africa, they report the guy, the guy report that he make pregnant to the girl, and then they pay such amount of money as a damage. Yeah, that it is. But Kenyans, they don't do that. When you born with a child, when someone make you pregnant and you don't want that girl, is finish and cry. But in South Africa, even though you don't want that girl, if you don't want that girl, you must pay the damage. You must pay such amount of money, like to the girl parent. Yeah, that was the culture form. That was the culture shock for me when I'm here in South Africa. Yeah. The other thing is the fourth culture damage. The fourth culture shock for me was the fourth culture shock for me was a widower. Like, when maybe your husband died, you you dress black. You dress black, like all the people, when you go to town or wherever you are, people gonna notice that you are mourning or something like that. You are mourning for your child, or you are mourning for your, especially the husband. You are mourning for the husband. You put black. Sometimes they can put blue, but most of the time they put black as a widow. So this thing in Kenya, it don't happen. You just, if you lose your husband, only the neighbors or people who knows you, they're gonna know that you lose your husband, like your husband died. But in the other what you call it, the the strangers can't know that, can't notice that, unless you, maybe you talk to someone. The stranger can't know that you lose your husband. Yeah, that was a culture shock for me. That was a culture shock for me in South Africa. The the fifth culture shock for me was going to the grave. After after your forefathers died, as a South African, you have to go there and peace them, or to show for you the way, or spirit must show for you the way when maybe you are troubled or something like that. Or maybe you go to your dad grave, you tell dad, I'm going through this and this and this and this, please guide for me, or something like that. But Kenyan, when your father died or your ancestor died, we don't go back there to the grave or something like that. We just go on with life. That was a catcher for me. That one was catcher for me, dear. It was catcher for me as I'm living in South Africa as a Kenyan. It was catcher for me. The sixth culture shock for me was after the grave, ne? After when you come from the grave, like you bury someone and then you are going or at the gate of, or the entrance of that place, there is a water, used to be putted water with the basin. Everyone, when you are coming from the grave, you must wash hands. You must wash hands. You must wash hands when you are going out of the grave. You must wash hands. But in Kenya, you finish the funeral, you go, you just go. You don't wash hands. You don't. There is nothing after the something after the grave. No, you don't wash hands or something like that. You just go. That was a catcher for me. Yeah, that was a really catcher for me. That was a culture shock for me, and I'll bring more. Please subscribe. That was my most culture shock for me, and I'm still gonna bring some. Watch out.